Well, we want to welcome you all this evening. And, each week we try to come up with things that we feel would really help you, things that we feel that, and what we hear from the field about, what seems to be a little challenge. And so that's why we're gonna do this title that we have this evening. And I read something I got in the mail just recently, and you know how sometimes, and I wanted to share it with you, how sometimes people say, oh, your product, that's too expensive, and then now there's the economy, and we're having problems, and people don't have the money. And sometimes that's just something that people think. That's not really what's happened. We got a wonderful letter on the spotlight on the rational consumer, because they are being very rational nowadays. And what they're doing is that even though they might have the money, they're saving it, going ahead and thinking about how can I spend it wisely. They're being a little more what you call a wise shopper. But the thing that really got to me, and I highlighted because I thought it was so good, is quotes, price isn't always the most important factor. Value for money is about perception. Customers are still buying, but they are tending towards more investment purchases. We're witnessing an end to the throwaway culture. Consumers are also responding well to products with strong values. Selling the benefits is the key. And I thought of our color and our palette and our skincare and all of the items we have. Do you realize that when they buy these wonderful products, how long it lasts them? It's not a throwaway item. It's a consumable, but the consumable lasts a long time. So they're getting more money, more value for that money they're investing. When it comes to the bras, think about our bras will outwear any bra 3 to 1. So it's not a throwaway bra. It's an investment bra. And maybe sometimes if we approach our consumer in such a way by saying that you're investing in comfort and support, and also it's going to last you 3 times, getting more value for your money. Maybe we ought to approach some of these to our consumers in a little different manner. And I just thought, and we're going to embellish some of this information to the field, because I think it's an important way of looking at the economy in a little different light, which I think is very important for us, because we can't all take this stand like, oh, no, nobody has any money. No, nobody's buying. And that's not really true. They are buying, but they're being very wise shoppers. So if you can give your benefits of your product and it fits into their life, I mean, that they're going to buy. It's going to be wonderful. So anyhow, I just wanted to kind of give you that information, because I think it's something that you're going to be able to kind of embellish as you go along. So before I go on any further, if you could all press *6 if you haven't so far. I'm going to now go ahead and turn this over to Nancy for our ladies that are going to go ahead and share with us the information we need to know. So, Nancy, there you are.
Bill, hi, everybody. Well, this is an exciting conference call tonight, because many of us out there have trouble asking for money. And I think it's what Phil just talked about. It's the value that they're going to get, and the opportunity that we're selling them is absolutely so crucial. And with our How to Get Started, we have several opportunities, several pieces of bait to get that person hooked into the business. And, any of you that have ever been fishing, many times you have to use different lures to get that fish on that hook. When you believe in her, go after her. Don't stop till she's a part of your team. And our 2 speakers tonight have probably a couple different views as to how they start their people, how I start my people. And the key to having 2 great speakers is for you to open your minds as to which and how you can do it best to get the numbers of recruits in-house to get your income built. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you one of our greats, and that's our Gail Bogdanovich. Take it away, Gail.
Good evening, everybody. Well, I'm on vacation, too, but that's okay. I'm at my home. I took a vacation, never did that before, and stayed home, and it feels good. But I was happy to do this, and I've had a great month last month, and I kind of really had been able to analyze with the 4 personal recruits that I took on board and how I did it. So I'm going to kind of base that on tonight's little talk. I'm going to try to keep it short to 10 minutes like expected. First of all, I think I had to change my mindset, and that's a hard thing for any of us to do that's been in the business a long time. If you're new, you don't have to untrain. Okay, I kind of looked at the plan, and there's 2 pieces of paper. I think sometimes people try to invent the wheel. We do all our own little literatures, but you know what? Sometimes we forget what the company really has done out there. So I want to just point out 2 pieces of information I think are so important, and that's getting started, and I believe that's form, in case of those that don't know it, 90190. And it explains all the kits, which I'm going to talk about, and a beautiful business can be yours. That's a real key. I give that almost to everybody, and that is 90166. So I kind of analyzed last month, and I started to have a little bit of a different strategy. And basically, there's 2 kinds of kits that I kind of use, and not that I go off the company, because it's Plan A, which is the $150 wholesale. We all know what that is. And I call that the try before you buy. That doesn't mean try before you buy like Mary Kay, makeup, whatever. That means try before you buy, not quite sure, get in there, get your 40% discount, and then we'll talk about an inventory. That's the people that are a little bit, like Nancy says, you got to get that hook, get them signed up. And I'll talk about that in a minute. And the second one I use is Plan C, which is your inventory recruit, as I call it. Now, pardon me for the ladies that do the makeup, because I just mostly do bras, but I'm sure that you're going to be able to implement what I'm talking about. Okay, and that has that piece of paper. You never want to send that to anybody for literature. That is something to sit down and talk to the lady about. I would be totally confused if I saw all these kits. And thank you, Jackie Tracy, because she kind of put me on the right path in this, and that's why, I kind of changed my tune a little bit here. First of all, the first kit is the 150 wholesale kit. I put on 4 people last month. 2 were $150 buyers, as I called before, preferred customer, and 2 were inventory people, okay? Most people come into business, invest. How do you get them to invest? Well, I don't like to say overcoming objections. I want to change my tune on that also. I call it genuine concerns. People, you have to get in their head before you even get to that. They get to that concern. And the 2 questions that I think people ask themselves, even if they don't say it to you, is, I have no money to invest right now, they're thinking, okay, with the economy the way it is, or why do I have to invest to get started? And I think those are real 2 key questions. And ask anyone in the business about a return on an investment, and you'll be amazed at the success that they can achieve. A credit card investment can be completely paid off in our business in the first couple of months of your business, probably for some people in the first month, okay? Lots of times she'll say, she's saying I have no money. Usually it means I'm not sure if this is the right business for me. So at that point, what I've been offering is when I'm fitting somebody and she buys my 4 bra purchase, I offer her, and I talk to her about the business because I've been trying to do that for everybody as I'm fitting her, and she'll say to me, I don't think I can do this, whatever the case might be, or I don't have any money, and I'll say, you know what, with your purchase tonight, we can turn this into you can become a wholesale buyer. Not today. With this purchase today, we can sign you up with the company, and I explain to her she can go try and look at the Internet. I make sure she's familiar with an Internet, or I won't sign her up. I think that's really important to look at all our other products, and you can get a 40% discount on any of the other products, explain what they are, until 2010. Are you interested? And I got 2 of them like that. The third one I did get like that, actually I converted her, was on her way home one night from a clinic, and somebody called me for a fitting. She was in town. She was a realtor, and got my name from somebody, and I said, what are you doing right now? I'm on my way home from New York. Popped into her house. It was kind of late. The kids were up. She was interested in the business. But at that point, I don't think if I didn't sign her up that night, she wouldn't have come into business when I analyze it now. I said to her, with this purchase tonight, same scenario, she signed up. Made an appointment with her, went back. I'm starting to get back to starter shows. Okay, I want to see their people. I want to train them. Phyllis had that. I remember her saying, 6 people, get 6 people together. I'll come over and train you. And that's what I've done with 3 of them. And she ended up coming in with a $1,000 inventory. Once I went back the next 2 days, explained about the business a little better, she was already hooked. She was already getting merchandise. I mean, she was already getting literatures from the company.